Hello ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome to a Conan Exiles tutorial video. Today I'm going to be showing you some of the locations for the relic fragments. Relic fragments are pretty much the same as fragments of power. These are the end game loot items that you're going to be farming once you get to level 60. I've already shown you a video how or what you can get from these by turning them into library of historic artifacts. You can see we're just outside the entrance to it. There's the obelisk that you need to attune if you want to spawn here, and through the archways right in front of me is where you find the library of historic artifacts. Make sure you go and watch that video if you want to learn about your chances of getting legendary weapons, as well as some cool stuff like table leg and venom infused stuff. There's a whole host of things that you can get. It's basically a feat that allows you to craft and find some of this stuff once you've got the recipe for it. But today we're looking at the fragments of power that you need to buy some of this or change it in or swap it for. You normally get the fragments of power by defeating the bosses in and around the Unnamed city. I will be doing a separate video talking about every single boss here, which ones drop fragments of power, which ones don't, and which ones give you just legendary loot. So if all of that sounds great, make sure you're liking this video. If you want to come and join my Conan servers, come and ask in Discord how to. I have PvE Patreon ones running, and we do have a PvP PS4 server running also. That one is open to anyone. You just got to come in, be nice, say hello, and we'll add you to the server. There are 16 relic fragments. That's in addition to the ones that you get from killing the bosses, and these are found in small little chests. There is no real definitive answer about how they spawn. Some people think it spawns every 24 hours, some people think it's got different timings, but these are the locations. Now I am using fly. I'm obviously cheating to show you guys. You are going to need to make sure you've got some climbing equipment here, and there are plenty of enemies also in and around the area. But one of the first locations is here. I know it's not appealing right now, but trust me, come back here another time, like I'm doing right now. I restarted my game, my single player game, and they did actually spawn in on certain locations. So I'm going to be showing you some empty spots, but trust me, they do spawn there. It's just a question of whether or not you're lucky enough or they haven't been taken by another player on official servers. You can see as well, I'm just going to give you good angles all around where you're going to be approaching and what you're going to be climbing. I'm also going to show you some bonus chests while we're here as well. You'll notice if you go onto the other side, just above here, there is a little chest, loot chest here. And if we go all the way down, not only are you going to find some treasure hunter thralls or NPCs that you can kill, but you also got a chest with some coins in. We're not going too far, we're literally going across the entrance to the library of historic artifacts. You can see this big massive statue with 4 arms. Just on the right hand side of the entrance there is a smaller another loot chest. Again, it's got some coins in it. For sure this is going to be one of the most trustworthy tutorials you'll ever see, but you just have to take my word on it that there will or could be a chance of one of these fragments actually appearing here. You can see I'm literally just across the way from that chest that I showed you. So if you see it on top, just keep going on to this next point. If you look here, this is where you're going to find the relic fragment. I have come across these fragments while playing the game myself or doing other guides and tutorials. I've seen them myself. We're going back across the entranceway now for this area here. Go all the way across. And actually pretty much where we started on this walkway, you'll normally find a chest spawning here in this location. Next we're going to be dropping down. Go all the way this way, and you see this big pillar here, drop down all the way to the bottom, and just on this slab right here is where hopefully you'll get a chance to get one. From here you're going to follow the right hand side wall, just keep going all the way along, past these stairs here, and it's this tower that you need to climb right here. If you look up you can see we've got a normal chest, and hopefully you're not making me a liar, is the smaller one. And there you go, we've got our first relic fragment. I know this seems a bit iffy, but from everything I've looked into, there isn't a 50% chance of them spawning. It might literally only be once a day that they spawn on your server. Once you've climbed this one, keep going dead straight towards this direction, towards the west, and we're going to be climbing another great big tower also. It's this one right here. This is another location where you possibly can find the fragment. Next one is just across the way as well. And once again, it's not here, but this is another location where you can find another fragment. Once again, I restarted the game and it was here the second time that I booted up my single player world. It's literally just across the way from that tower. I am going to sporadically show you on the map. You'll notice the red mother sitting here as well. There's normally one just behind her. You come all the way in. You've got your normal loot chest. And then just on this tiny little bit of stone here, there's normally another one. And then number 9 is actually up the tower here. If you climb all the way up this tower just above the red mother and then actually go around, you'll come across another small loot chest. And there is the relic fragment that we're looking for today. And again, just to show you a little bit on the map. So I have put these markers here. If you do want to screenshot it at the end of the video, it'll have every single marker that you need. But bear in mind, it is still going to take a little bit of work finding them. But that is all 9 in the northern section of the Unnamed city. The rest of them are a little bit more spread out. As you saw just there, I literally teleported and I was lucky enough to be right on this spot. You can see what's down there below us. We've got more treasure hunters. But I am going to fly around just to give you a bit of a heads up extra where to go and how to get up here. So, if you've come across this character before, Sama the Blade, it's that big tower that you need to climb. There's various different types of thralls, NPC enemies that are here. So climb all the way up and then you can see it's just nestled. And there we go, we're going to gather and collect this one. Once you've climbed down, head over this way across the dunes. Just as a little side note, there is a small note here, which is one of Razma's journals. But next up we're going to be going over to the aviary. This is where all the bats spawn. Up the sand dunes here, you'll notice lots of bats around. Now you see them pillars before us. I'm going to show you a small loot chest and then hopefully location of another relic fragment. All the way around this one. If you climb all the way to the top, more or less, you'll notice this is a normal loot chest here. And right at the entrance to the arena where you face the bat boss demon, on this pillar right here in this location, there should be another one. Again, I'm going to mark it. Just an FYI as well, if you go across to the next tower, you will also find another small loot chest just here too. From here, you're going to escape out of the aviary. You're going to be heading south, southeast, and it's this point right here that we're going to be going for. Keep going across the desert and the dunes. You can see another treasure hunter. I want to say that anytime you see a treasure hunter NPC, there's probably a good chance of one of these spawning. But there are places where I've seen the actual spawns and no treasure hunters around. But there is a little chest here. And we've also run into the location of Enya the Searcher. I will be covering these in much more detail. So don't worry, I will be taking a look at all these bosses properly. Or at least the named thralls. Now this one has got to be one of the hardest ones that you're going to find. Because if it's not there, you may take forever trying to find it. But it actually spawns in the sand. It's literally a half little box lying around just this section here. Right before you get to the tower. If we take a look at the map and zoom right in, you can see it's this here. Take a good look for it. Hopefully you'll see it somewhere in and around this location. I'm going to mark it anyway. Next, we're going to be going all the way to the eastern side. Just keep going this far. And right at the end, hopefully, is the next location. So when you get to the white here, you're actually going to find it in between these big 2 towers on the city wall. Just go around. You'll come across a bigger loot chest. Open that one up. Ooh, which had a legendary repair kit in it. And then somewhere in the middle of either this section or around here, you should find the small chest. If it's not there, jump over to this side. And actually, I think it's around here. Now, if you're doing this as a run, we're going to go all the way back past the way we just came. We need to actually be all the way over on this side. I'm just going to put the marker down for that one though. And let's teleport and see if I'll get right on the money again. Now this one's a fairly easy one once more, as it should be just directly behind the green dragon. Just in this location here. There you go, mark that one out. And we're nearly on the homeward stretch. Now this one's a little bit more harder to get to. You can see we've got the tower there. Well, I do believe we're going to need to climb up this structure and then back down it to get hold of it. So go ahead and climb up. Nearly there. And it's actually inside this circular area here. There you go, you can see it just below us. Right here. So we'll mark that right on the map. And we're nearly at the last one now. But this one's a bit different. It's actually underground. It's in the Dungeon of the Triumphant. If you've not already come speak to this guy here. Doesn't do anything, but you know. And it's actually in the entranceways. So bearing in mind there is a snake boss inside here. You're going to run all the way through. You may obviously need to defeat the legendary snake boss in here. So this one probably is the hardest of the lot. When you come into the main chamber, just to point out a few things, there are a couple chests on this side. You've got one big loot chest here. And then if you drop down on this side as well, you've got another one just here. And then you need to get into the main chamber where the snake is guarding. If you can sneak round without him seeing you, good on you. And here you go, in this location right here. I will mark the map, but bear in mind it is underground. It's really frustrating doing guides where you have to rely on stuff spawning in, even on a single player world. Still nothing I can do about stuff not actually being there. I tried speeding up the day and the time in game, as you can see, to see if we could get some of these to spawn. That didn't work either. Then I just simply quit the game and restarted it again, and some of these locations did have the chests in them. So if you are playing single player and you're really doing stuff legit, you've not spawned anything in, or you're playing on your own private server, this is basically how you get them. Just restart your server or turn off, exit out your game and come back into your game on console or PC, and hopefully some of them will be there. As I said, they do tend to be all on different times. So just because you reset your game doesn't mean they're all suddenly going to start spawning. There is still some sort of time element to it. All in all, 16 relic fragments, which will give you the same abilities as basically the power fragments too. So there we go, that is a guide. Like I said, it is going to be a little bit chancy how you get hold of some of these. I just think it's worth pointing out these locations so that anytime you do come to the Unnamed City, you are checking some of them if you're nearby. Let me know if there's any more that I've missed, or if you've got any clues about how exactly the timers work. From what I can tell, it happens normally if there's a server restart, and then each one of them has got a separate timer as well. It's not guaranteed to just be 24 hours for all of them. Anyway, I am Jade. This has been another CONAN EXILES guide. If you want more, go and check out all my tutorials and guides I've done. And if you want to keep up to date what's going on with CONAN EXILES, news, updates, make sure you've got notifications on. I will see you rat bags later as I drift and disappear into the night.